Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm finally getting around to doing my life update video, and this video is coming out on a late Wednesday, and then tomorrow's Halloween, and I wanted to do the bully make for Halloween. And I just procrastinated and was super busy this entire month, so you're gonna get this video today really late, and then tomorrow you're gonna get another video. So you'll get 2 videos back to back, which never happens on my channel, but then I don't know when I'll be able to make another video after that. So this video is basically saying like why I've been so busy and why my videos have been like very few and far between, even more so than before. And that is because, like, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll probably know, but I did get a job. I'm the first official employee of Apex Protection Project. Apex is the wolf sanctuary that I was volunteering at, and I've been there for about a year and a half now. And so I got hired, and I've been working for them for about a month and a half. I got hired on September 17th, and it's just been an absolute dream. And I'm really happy about it, and I've been wanting to get a job there forever, and finally they were able to afford me basically. And so I'm working full-time over there. I work 5 days a week, 8 hours every day, and get 2 days off. And it's just, like I said, it's been an absolute dream, and I'm so grateful that I get to work at my absolute dream job, working with wolves and taking care of the property, and just everything that I'm doing there is just amazing. I never thought before that I would be the outdoorsy, hardworking type of person, but I actually really don't mind it, and I really don't mind raking and stuff like that, because we work up in the hills. And so, we're doing a fire break around the property because, as you guys know, there's been a lot of fires in California as of late, and so we're being really careful with that and raking out all of the brush and stuff like that. So that's kind of one of my jobs that I'm doing, as taking care of the property. And of course I'm also the animal caretaker, and I take care of all the wolves there and hike them and feed them, that kind of sort of thing. And another thing too that people don't always talk about is, of course, since I'm getting paid now, I can actually afford things, and money is good as long as you don't let it take over your life, obviously. But I'm actually able to afford stuff now, and pay for gas, and I'm able to help my mom out with bills now around the house, and just things like that I wasn't really able to do before, because I was just going to school, and I had Etsy and I have YouTube obviously, but I'm not exactly getting 1,000 views on every video and making money from that. So I might get $100 every other month maybe, and that's really a good every other month. And Etsy is kind of also a here and there thing. I just saw Jake in the camera that he was laying back down. He looks kind of weird. But anyways, and also him, I can take care of him a lot better than I was able to before, and I'm able to just treat him to different things and all this kind of stuff. So I'm just so grateful, and I mean maybe next year sometime I'll be able to afford a newer car, and just it's changed my life completely, really. So like I said, I'm extremely grateful for everything that I've been able to get from Apex, and it's, like I said, my dream job. And the majority of people don't get to have their dream job. They're stuck in offices or just jobs that they really aren't happy about, and I'm extremely happy about this one, and it's just an amazing thing. So I'm not taking it for granted by any means, but I did want to talk about, since it has pretty much changed my life completely, I wanted to talk about a little bit of the things that I've been struggling with since I got this job. And it's really nothing to do with the actual job itself, it's just my life in general. So before this job, I was going there about twice a week, and I wasn't going 8 hours unless it was a Saturday we had an event. Then I was there for quite a lot of time. But it was a volunteer thing, if I had something going on my scheduled day, I would find somebody else to take the shift, and I would be able to do whatever it is that I wanted to do on that day, and it wouldn't be such a huge deal. And I mean, I didn't do that very often, but still, I was able to. And now that I have the job and I'm there every day, I can't just ask somebody to take my shift, because since I'm the only really official employee, if I'm not there, I'm not there, and that's basically it. And so going from literally having hours and hours every day of time to myself to do whatever it is that I wanted, to going to 8 hours of my day being taken up by this job, it's a huge change. And it was definitely a struggle for me. And now that I've been working for about a month and a half, I'm sort of being able to figure out how to work around that schedule and still get some stuff done. Obviously not videos because they haven't been coming out very often, but it's just in the very beginning I was like, oh my god, like I am just working and then I'm sleeping and then I'm going to school and sleeping and that kind of stuff, because I am still going to school for the horticulture degree, and those are always at nighttime. So it's like I would work for 8 hours, maybe get about half an hour to an hour of rest in between, and then go to school from like 7 to 10 or 6 to 9 at night. So it was a serious struggle for a little while, and it still is, and I still definitely don't have anything down about time management. But it's a lot better now. I'm like resting a little bit easier now about it. But definitely like just the time, like I had so much time before this, and I really, now I look back at it, I really didn't utilize it at all. I mean, I would spend a lot of time just kind of like laying around and watching YouTube or napping or whatever. And but also another thing is like being able to kind of like see friends whenever I wanted to, and it's a lot harder now, and now I have to, you know, ask for a certain amount of days off. And what we do is we kind of trade off days, so like I'll work a technical day off so that I can get an extra day off the next week, if that makes sense. And so now I have to look at that in advance, get it on the calendar and schedule it in and all this kind of stuff. So it's a lot harder to kind of work around that. Like Lizzie, you know, I would be able to visit her for 4 or 5 days. I would go up to her house and just stay there for 4 or 5 days, and you know, that's not really possible anymore because they need me up there, and I want to work, you know, I want to be up there and I want to be able to get all tasks done and stuff like that. So it's a lot harder to spend time with friends. Lizzie's been coming up here because it's a little bit easier for her to come down here rather than me to go up to see her. And also, just like I said, like I work usually kind of like a 9 to 5, 9 to 6 hour right now. Since it's so dark in the morning, I can't really go over there and start working, so I work later in the day. Then coming home, and I'm obviously tired because, you know, it's a lot of work that I'm doing outside and everything, and so I'm tired. I don't feel like filming a video, or I don't feel like even cleaning or whatever, and it's getting a lot better now. Like I said, that I've been working there for a bit. I'm not as tired as I was in the beginning, and I'm getting a lot stronger over there. So I'm able to come home and do at least some cleaning, or try to get myself to film a video, or something like along those lines. So that's one of the things that has been a bit of a struggle, and I know it's only been a month and a half, so I will get better at the time management thing like as it goes on, and I'll be able to figure out what I want to do on my days off, and you know, just that kind of stuff. So that's not really like, I don't think it'll be a long-term struggle that I have, just because like I'll figure it out. I'll be able to get myself a lot more scheduled in and be able to figure out my time management skills, which I have none. So that's why it's been a struggle for this long, but you know, I'll get there eventually. The second thing is a bit to do, I guess, with my anxiety. It hasn't really been that big of a deal, but like this past week I got sick and had a really like, not intense cold, but intense enough that it's like I really like didn't want to get out of bed because I just felt kind of like gross and everything, and I knew that if I went to work I wouldn't be able to get as much done as I normally would have. So I like toyed with the idea of calling out, and because I am the only employee, I feel like an immense amount of guilt when I don't go, just because then they have to, you know, do the entire day, which is what my job usually is. And I'm so sorry if you can hear Jake snoring. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry, I scared him. I scared him, he was really asleep. I'm sorry. The way he's laying, he's like, I don't know, choking himself a little bit with the way he's laying, but I think that's better. Anyways, so I feel really bad when I don't go, and so I was like toying with the idea. I was all like, maybe I can go and I'll feel kind of miserable, but I can get through the day, you know, it's only 8 hours and 9 if you count my lunch, and I can get through it, it's fine. And then I was like, you know what, no, because I'm just gonna slow them down, like I won't be able to go on hikes, like I'll have to have their help to do a lot of stuff anyways, so I won't really be helping as much as I normally would have. So that was part of my thing, that like I didn't want to call out, I didn't want to, and this is in my own head, it's like they've never really made me feel this way. I just like in my head, I like don't want them to see me as like weak, and I don't want them to think that they made a mistake by hiring me. And that's literally all in my head. Like literally they've never ever said anything that to make me actually feel that way. It's only in my head that I think this kind of thing. And like they have all constantly been telling me how great of a job I'm doing, that they're so happy that I'm able to come every day, that kind of stuff. So they've been amazing, amazing bosses. It's just my own personal thing that I just feel like if I don't constantly give 100% every single day that I go there and get stuff done, stuff like that, that they're gonna regret hiring me because I'm not helping them out like they thought I would. So it's just like a thing that I'm struggling with, and so that's kind of a thing that I never really thought before, because as a volunteer, it's like when you're going like you're thinking, oh, I'm sick, obviously I'm a volunteer, I'm not getting paid, so they can't expect me to want to come if I'm a volunteer, you know? Even though like early on, even though I was a volunteer, I wanted to be there as much as I could. Even if I wasn't getting paid, it wasn't really about getting paid. It was just more about being there for all of them and being able to be with all the wolves and everything. So, but now it's like I am getting paid, so it's like an extra layer of this responsibility that, you know, I have that responsibility to be there to help them out, do my job, you know, as much as I possibly can to do the best of my ability. And in my head I'm like, okay, yeah, like this might be your best, but is it ever good enough? And so that's my own thing that I have to work with, and it's getting slightly better. I won't lie and say that, yeah, like I'm getting way better with it. It's just only slightly that, like, after, you know, I did call out for the day, and I told one of my bosses, I told them, you know, I was toying with the idea because I didn't want you guys to be upset that I wasn't coming. And she was like, you know, oh, that's my phone. She was like, you know, I never want you to stress out about that kind of thing. If you're sick, you're sick. You know, we understand, like, everyone gets sick once in a while. You know, it's not like the end of the world. You know, it's just a day. So it kind of calms me a little bit to know that side of their story, that they're completely fine. Like, if I need to call out for whatever reason, I'm not feeling good or whatever, then, you know, it's okay, I can call out. So that's really the second struggle that I've been going with, and it has, like I said, nothing to do with the job really either. Either one really has anything to do with the actual job itself, because the job itself is, you know, really good, and I really like it, and I'm enjoying it, and I'm enjoying doing the maintenance that I never did as a volunteer, and I'm enjoying just bonding even more with all the wolves and really taking next levels with everyone, because, you know, you go through the different levels of making a bond with them, and then you're able to feed them, then you're able to hike them and stuff like that. So I'm really getting higher in those levels, and it's really something that I'm proud of. And, you know, I'm not gonna go over here gloating around that, you know, like, oh yeah, I'm getting really good at this and that, whatever. But it is something to be proud of, because it's an achievement that I'm doing, and I'm just one more step to helping my bosses out. So the thing too that's also made this job just even more enjoyable is, yes, my bosses. Okay, their names are Steve and Paula. I don't know why I call them my bosses, like as if, you know, they don't have names, but they're really, really amazing people. And this whole, everyone in the entire organization has been so supportive, and they're just such an amazing, like, second family to me. So, like, the transition from going to volunteer to an employee, like, besides my own things, it wasn't hard at all, because it's not like anyone had any kind of ill feelings that I got hired or whatever. You know, everyone's been so supportive, and on the days of events when there's more volunteers along with me, you know, they're really looking to me as a bit not of an authority figure, I want to say, but like, just like, because I am the employee, they're really there to support me and Paula and Steve, rather than us all just supporting Paula and Steve, if that makes sense. And I mean, I'm still obviously like not as high as them, but I just have a little bit more of authority, if I want to say. And maybe that's a third thing that I'm kind of struggling with, is having that a bit of more authority than I did before, because I'm really bad with delegating tasks and asking people to do certain things, and that's part of my job now, is on events when we're prepping everything and getting everything ready to look nice for the people who come over and just getting everything prepped for everything. It's hard for me to like look up all the different tasks that we need to do and delegate different things to people, because I'm all like, no, I can do that, I can do that, and I can do that instead. And I don't want to ask people to do that, or like tell them like, can you do this and that, you know, that kind of thing, because I feel like in my own head I'm thinking like, oh, they're gonna think that I'm so bossy and that like I have such a big head now because I got hired. And I mean, nobody has like, I have to say disclaimers constantly that nobody has said anything to me to make me feel that way, just in my own head. And I always thought it before, even when I was a volunteer, because I was a little bit higher of a level than some, I had that responsibility of kind of guiding them through different processes. And so I always felt kind of like, oh my god, they're gonna think I'm so bossy, or just things like that, like I'm stuck up or something. And you know, you never want anybody to think that of you, especially if you're not that kind of person. But everyone's been just amazing, extremely amazing during this entire process. Really, I'm incredibly grateful even through the struggles that I've been having. I'm so grateful that I get to work at a job I really love, and that is also helping, you know, it's a really good cause. It's helping wolves and wolf dogs and just the environment and nature in general. And so it's really one of those jobs that you just, it's, I want to say the job of a lifetime, just because it's such an amazing area to be in. And the last update of my life, which has nothing to do with my life in particular, but just the season change, and it is finally autumn. You know, it's been autumn for a little while now, and that's also kind of boosted my mood as well. And it's finally getting cold over here. My last video of autumn decorating, it was still in the 80s and everything, but this whole week has been like 60s and 70s at the highest, and the nights have been extremely cold. And I have my heated blanket out right here, and Jake absolutely loves it, as you can see. I even have it off right now, but last year when I had it, I think he figured out a way to turn it on himself, because every time I would come home the remote would be on, like he would know to step on it to turn it on, and he just lays here like crazy. And my other little dog Princess, she absolutely loves it, and she burrows underneath it and everything. And I just said her name, she's on Jake's bed right now, but she just looked at me because she heard her name. I actually don't think you guys have ever really seen Princess, so I'm gonna bring her over right now, because this isn't a video of just Jake. Come here, come here. She's kind of like, oh, why did you wake me up? Come here. She's wearing an adorable little dress that my mom got her. Come here. Yeah, let me pick her. So this is Princess. You get to see her. She has a little bit of a bedhead right now, but she just got groomed. And this is her little dress that my mom got her. I'm like holding her awkwardly. But she's so cute. And she sleeps with me every night along with Jake. And she loves to burrow underneath the covers. Even in summer, she likes to burrow underneath the sheets. It's really funny and kind of weird. But anyway, she really loves the heated blanket, and she was just underneath that this morning because I think she actually got too hot, because I have a sheet, my comforter, and then the heated blanket on top. So, but she really loves it. So you guys kind of get to meet her, and she's this breed called a Portuguese Pedango, and so it's apparently some like really ancient breed and all this kind of stuff, but she kind of looks a little bit like a terrier chihuahua mix, but she is a Portuguese Pedango. We have looked it up, and no, we have not DNA tested her, but we have looked it up, and she looks exactly like those dogs. So that's kind of our own thing that we've gotten through. And she, I mean, her face doesn't really look like a chihuahua or anything, so okay, I'll put her down for now. But anyway, so that's finally my update video, and I'm sorry that it came so late, and that it's late in the day as well, because literally as I'm filming this, it is almost 4 right now, and I'm gonna have to edit this and then get it out tonight so that I can get the Halloween bully make box video out tomorrow, just to get everything done before the end of October, which it's crazy that it's already the end of October and it's gonna be November. Like, I mean, every year, like once you get to a certain age, every year it just goes so fast, and you always say how fast it's going and how you can't believe it, but every year it does the exact same thing, and you just want to go back to being a little kid where the year lasted forever and you just had no real like solid concept of time, I really miss those days because this whole like year going by and flying by thing really freaks me out, and I just don't really like it. Anyways, I'm gonna hop off of here because I'm just kind of rambling now, and so give me a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and just comment down, like, you know, if you can remember when you started to get a job, what kind of struggles you went through, and the tips that you might have for me to get through time management or anything like that. And if I eventually figure it out, I will make a video about how I manage my time, but that might be a while from now. So let me know how your year has gone thus far, and subscribe for more videos in the future, and hit the notification bell so that you get notified when I do upload. And thank you guys for joining me on this long video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.